welcome to the live stream. Hope you are all well. We have got an action-packed live stream, guys, right? First thing to point out, we have got big news coming out. So let's start there, right? We have got the Euro interest rate decision, right? That is pretty big news, okay? And they're looking to reduce their interest rate by 25 basis points, okay? So let's see how that plays out. Normally, these things are correct, right? If it's forecast at 2.4, it's usually 2.4 when an interest rate is the news. So let's see. More importantly, it's what's kind of said in this monetary policy statement, and also this press conference a bit later on, right? This is where things can really get volatile. Okay, so we'll take a look as and when this news comes out, and we'll look at the reaction to the euro. Half past the hour, we've also got data coming out of the US, right? So we've got a pretty busy news-driven show today. I say show, yeah, that's what it is. So quarter past the hour, please remind me we've got Euro news coming out. So we're going to do that, guys. We're also going to have an in-depth market, an in-depth look at the markets, guys, right? We're going to look at what pairs we can trade, potential setups. I'm also going to show you 2 trades that I am currently in, and we'll take a look at those as well. Also, guys, if that's not enough, we are also going to take as many of your questions as we can. So anything to do with trading, guys, literally anything, right? Just ask me and we can look at your questions as well. Maybe it's a currency pair you want to look at. Maybe it's something to do with risk management, something to do with strategy, psychology, whatever you like. I am all yours for 45 minutes. Unfortunately or fortunately for you, we're not sure. We'll see by the end of the live stream. Also, guys, I've just heard, right, breaking news. You've got to love Trump, right? He has basically come out and said, Powell, right, the head of the Fed, he's basically said, you should be terminated. You've got to love him, right? Because he's like, you haven't decreased the interest rates, right? And therefore, Trump was not happy. So he's like, I cannot wait for Jerome Powell to be terminated. So there you go. That's the last thing to come out of Trump's mouth. So there you go, guys. Right, lots of things happening. We'll do them one at a time. But let's start with a trade that I am in, right? So if we go to Aussie dollar Swiss franc. So this is a trade I've been in since yesterday. And I still like this trade. So let's understand it from a technical point of view, right? So we was in a downtrend and things were super overextended down here. And ever since we've got down to this level, we have seen big bullish reaction, and then bullish reaction, right? This is against trend, right? There's no ifs or buts about it, right? But all I'm looking to do is just take price back up to these highs, really. Okay. And even yesterday's candle, you'll be like, Tom, that is that quite a bearish candle? And the answer's no, right? If you compare it to this candle, and we have a little bit of a bottom wick, there's at least enough room to come back up to the last daily highs, if not further. All right, so that's what we're seeing. And then if we look at the H4, right, we're in an uptrend, right? Excuse my alarms everywhere, right? But these are interesting levels for me with Aussie dollar Swiss franc. All right, so daily tells me I can buy Aussie dollar Swiss franc because it's overextended. We're getting bullish daily candles. And then I want to see that reflected on the H4. And on the H4, you can see this is where we're at, right? We're in an uptrend, but it's just done nothing. That has not moved. It's just done nothing, right? And And I was even questioning getting out of this trade earlier today, but I'm gonna let this H4 candle happen. See what happens with this H4 candle. If it sort of starts breaking these highs, then I will stay in the trade, right? And my initial trade was this, guys, right? I started buying in here. I put my stop below here, give it a bit of room below the low, and I'm looking to take price back up to these daily highs. All right, so I'm still in this trade. There's a school of thought, right, where people would say if price does this, just get out, right? It's not moving. Now, I don't disagree with that, right? But what's guiding me is the day chart. And the day chart, like I say, because of this bullish candle and this bottom wick, it's not telling me to get out, right? So I'm staying in this trade and I'm going to see what the next H4 candle does. So Aussie dollar Swiss franc, that's the first trade that I'm in. And a newly entered trade today was US dollar yen sells, right? So why do I want to sell it? Let's start with the weekly chart with this one, because it's important to know that we still have a bit of room to move into on the weekly chart, right? We're clearly in a downtrend. Okay, we're in a downtrend. We are a little bit overextended. Okay, there's no two ways about it. And also, guys, let me just, yeah, there's my moving average 20. I took it off earlier on because I was doing a naked chart tutorial vid for the VIP. I wasn't naked, the chart was naked. Nobody wants to see me trade naked. And if you do, I'll set up an OnlyFans. Anyway, back to US dollar Japanese yen, right? Weekly downtrend. And like I say, we've still got this room to move into. And it's all bearish, right? We know that. But on the day chart, what I really like here is yesterday's candle. Now, we are in a downtrend, right? You don't have to be Warren Buffett to see that. But why I was interested in US dollar yen was because of this, right? Now, these candles here were suggesting we're starting to get some buyers, right? And I wasn't interested in selling it, right? But then yesterday, bang, right? We got this big bearish candle that broke all of these lows. And that is a continuation of trend for me. That is a continuation candle, right? And I'm just, like I say, just trying to come back down to these lows and this 141 level, right? So as you know, guys, by now, regulars to the show will know that I'm using daily for direction, right? And then I just want to enter on the H4. And basically, guys, yeah, the same thing. I'm looking at price action. I'm looking at structure and trend. I'm looking at support and resistance. I'm looking at candlesticks, right? Not rocket science. Now, we are in a H4 downtrend. Price kind of did nothing, and then bang. We broke all of these lows in here. We've retraced to the moving average 20, which we know is dynamic resistance. And this candle was bearish enough for me, right? This last H4 candle here. And I've basically entered on that candle, started selling here. I put my stop just above here, give it a little bit of room. And I'm looking to firstly take price back down to these lows. Okay, take some profit and then leave some profit to run. All right, guys. So yeah, there you go. Those are the two trades that I am in. All right. And guys, if you want to, learn how to read price action and, understand how to read a chart, then please check out our website. We've got loads of premium trading education. Check out the website, www.simply-forex.com. Right, let's see who is in the house. Brett, afternoon, Brett. How are you, mate? Scott, hello. Colin, hello. Mark, Rebecca. Okay, and we've got a few questions here as well. Colin says, Tom does the charts naked, don't we all? Yeah, if I'm not doing a live stream, I am sitting here butt naked trading. Yeah, it's very freeing. Dear, I'm not really doing that. I just imagine if my, missus come in and just saw me butt naked in front of a screen, she'd be like, what the hell is going on here? I'd be like, nothing. Yeah, so there you go. Rebecca's got a question for us. Aussie dollar, US dollar. Okay, let's look at Aussie dollar, US dollar. Now, before we do have some US dollar news coming out later on, but Aussie dollar, US dollar is all about this weekly level, right? That's what it's all about, this level here, okay? Now, currently, we're in a downtrend, clearly, right? We're getting lower lows, and these highs are holding. We're in a downtrend, okay? So will these last highs hold again? That is the million-dollar question for a lot of US dollar pairs, right? Now, if we go down to the day chart, are there any clues? Not really, right? We are seeing, just look at these candles, right? Super bullish, super bullish, starting to slow down, right? Buyers are slowing down here. And yes, news in 4 minutes, right? So will we eventually see a nice big bearish candle at this level? If so, I will start selling it. But if we get a break through this level, then I would say we're in an uptrend and we can start buying Aussie dollar, US dollar, right? So it's at a point where we need a reaction. At this level, I'm not willing to buy it, right? I don't want to buy into resistance, and I'm not willing to sell it because there's no bearish candles. There's nothing bearish here, right? So it's just nothing at the moment. We need to see how it reacts at this level, right? So that's Aussie dollar, US dollar, Rebecca. Hope that helps. Trevor, hi, how are you? Trevor here from the mentorship. Hi, Trevor. And like Brett says, we've got news in a couple of minutes on the euro, guys. I just want to keep an eye on Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. Right, I want to see a nice bullish candle here with Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. So I'm in this trade, and let's just see how US dollar yen. Okay. All right, so we do have some US dollar news coming out in a bit. So yeah, and what else was I looking at today? I also like Euro Swiss franc buys, but I'm already in Aussie dollar Swiss franc buys. Okay, because if you look at the day chart, again, this is a weekly support level, right? And we're a little bit overextended down here. And like Aussie dollar Swiss franc, we're just seeing some bullish momentum coming off of these levels. That's bullish. That wick is bullish. Right? Can we take price, back up to here? Yeah. So we'll see. Obviously, with Euro Swiss franc, another reason I didn't enter this trade, we have the interest rate decision for the euro, right? So, when news comes out, technical analysis, just sit back, see what happens, right? Price could do that. It could do that. It could do nothing. Right, so let's see. We'll see firsthand in a minute how the euro reacts to the interest rate decision. Okay, we've only got a minute left, guys. So rather than look at any other charts, can somebody tell me something interesting? I tell you what I learned that was interesting today. The yen, right? The Japanese yen. Yen means round. I know, very interesting. These are the interesting facts I come up with down the pub and lose friends regularly because of it, right? But it's okay if you don't. Dear, I'm waffling. I'm filling time. Rebecca agrees with my Aussie dollar, US dollar analysis. Rebecca, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah. And guys, like I say, don't be shy. Get as many questions as you can into me. We're going to look at the news shortly, but get all your trading questions into me and we will look at all of them. Right, we've got a countdown. Let's take a look at Euro US dollar. Let's look at the hourly chart. Let's see how the euro reacts. Very muted thus far. Okay, so a little bit of US dollar, it's not US dollar strength, it's euro weakness. So a little bit of euro weakness creeping in. now it's not. Let's have a look against another euro pair. Euro pound. Okay, so just judging by this reaction, right? You know, I'm not Sherlock Holmes. Many people have said I'm very similar. But just judging by this reaction, guys, okay, quite bullish here. Let's have a go back to, okay, so a little bit of euro strength, but because of the quite muted reaction, I'm going to say the interest rate came out as expected. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, there you go. Rarely do these figures miss. When it comes to interest rates and deposit facility rate, you know, it's rare that an interest rate will miss target. And if it does, the market goes bananas, right? Bananas is a technical term for very volatile, right? So as expected, not a lot has happened, right? But like I said, guys, this, right, in half an hour, this is when you're going to see some volatility, because this is where Lagarde discusses, you know, how they arrived at the interest rate decision. They talk about projections and forecasts of the euro, and news traders are hanging on to their every word, right? And they will trade off the back of certain keywords that she says. So not much of a reaction now, but keep an eye out for the press conference. It could get a little bit buck wild crazy in there. And buck wild crazy, that is also a term for volatility. It's in all the big economic books. Check out buck wild crazy. Ah, dear, just amusing myself. Right. Mark Bailey, great analysis and education. Much appreciated. Mark, thank you very much for your kind words. I appreciate it. Let's have a look. I just want to keep an eye on my trades as they go. Okay, Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. This is what we like to see. Okay, let's have a look at US dollar yen as well. So I'm still in this trade. Okay, all right. I also like Swiss franc yen today. Okay, and that's coming down nicely as well. Yeah, I might trade Swiss yen if it breaks this level here. Right, this level right in here. Let's see. Let's see how it reacts here. And Aussie dollar yen I quite liked, strangely. Okay, so yeah, let's see how this reacts as well. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's what we're looking at. So yeah, if you, and just to think about that for a second, guys, right? Today, I liked Aussie dollar yen sells, right? Bearish candle, right? Potentially can come lower. We've hit these highs. And I liked Aussie dollar Swiss franc buys, right? As I explained earlier. So you're thinking, well, again, Sherlock Holmes, the deduction we make, is that the right word, is that Swiss franc yen should be a sell trade, right? That makes sense. And so far, we could be right. If we get a nice big bearish candle here, could we take price lower? We shall see. We've still got another hour or 40 minutes before this finishes forming, guys. All right, so let's keep an eye out for that. Guys, I've just lost the live chat. Let me just bring the live chat back up. What the hell is going on? Where are we? This is what happens when the editor's not here. So the editor is not here today, guys. So when it comes to technology, you know, I do the trading, the editor does the technology. This is the relationship we have. To be fair, this is a relationship I have with anyone. Me and computers, just not friends. But trading, yeah, I can talk to you about. Anyway, Varys, we've got a question here. US dollar yen is soon at a very interesting and important support level. I agree. Interested to go long from 141. But with everything around US dollar, it's a risky trade to take. What's your thoughts? Now, Varys, I couldn't agree more, right? I am selling US dollar yen today, right? And my target, right? Let's just look at the day chart. And my target is the 141 level that you're looking at, right? Because we could expect buyers to come in at this level, right? Why can we expect buyers to come in at this level? Because if I zoom out, you can see that this is very important. support level, right? So if we have a support level, by very definition, there are buyers in there, right? And this is what Viras is referring to, right? He wants to buy at this level. I cannot, right, US dollar, let's take, now I cannot disagree. Why is euro US dollar going off? We'll go back to US dollar yen. We'll go back to this Viras. Now I cannot disagree buying from this level, okay? But we'll look at some more details. Let's look at euro US dollar. Okay, so we're getting it's become quite bearish now. Okay. All right. I don't know what, I didn't even have an alarm in there. I don't know what the hell is going on. Back to US yen. So yes, Varas, in a word, I totally agree this 141 is a nice buying level. Now, you know, you're asking, what do I think of this level? Now, this is how you should trade. As a level, I very much like it, right? Okay, now there's no guarantees, right? I've already shown you why I like this level, right? I'm just going to show you one more time. Now, I like that level. It's a support level. And by the very definition, support means buyers, resistance means sellers, right? But I'm not just going to buy this level, right? I want to see what the hell is going on when it arrives at this level. Now, if price comes down to this level, right, and we see price stuttering, and then we see a massive bullish, candle, it's not a bad candle, right? And we see a massive bullish candle, then yes, right, we can buy US dollar yen, and then all of a sudden, I very much like this level, right? But until we see that, the level means nothing to me. I don't have a trade, right? And that goes for any level, okay? Any support and resistance level, or just any level you've got marked out for interest. If you want to buy it, make sure you see buyers enter the market, right? Goes without saying. And if you're selling, make sure at the selling level you like, you see sellers enter the market, right? Because that's my trigger. A bullish candle or a bearish candle is typically my cue to enter a trade. All right. So totally agree with this level in terms of buys, but I need to see candles and even price action tell me this. Right. So what do I mean by that? So on the H4, this is what I like to see. So not only when price comes down, H4 looks like this. Okay, and then we just sort of fart about down here. And then we get that big bullish daily candle I was speaking about. And at the same time, we get a nice H4 structure. That is a nice setup, right? Because you've got the bullish daily candle plus a break of structure. Then I'm very much interested in buying US dollar yen. All right, so it's one thing liking a level, but more importantly, you have to see what price does at that level, right? Don't just jump in at levels. You'll lose money, right? And you've also got to bear in mind, guys, the big boys, the banks, right? This is an important point as well, right? Now, the banks, okay, the big sharks in the market, they all know that everyone is looking at this level for buys, right? Viras is, I think it'll be a good level, right? Now, if you just get to this level and start buying in here, what will usually happen is price takes your buy and then it just comes down here just below all of these lows, right? And then you see a massive wick up candle. And that is your textbook liquidity grab, right? All the big boys have taken out your stop, taken out everyone's stop. Then we see a big bullish candle, right? That's when you know it's time to buy, right? So wait for that. Yeah, don't be so quick to jump in at a level, right? And another way for combating these liquidity grabs is also waiting for the H4 structure. Because again, let's imagine this, right? Right, price comes down. Yeah, we're in this H4 downtrend. You think it's building up, and then it just whips down, takes everyone out, and then it eventually breaks structure. Trade it when it breaks structure. That's the right price to get in. Don't try and get in here at the early price. Right? Very important that. Yeah, getting very serious. It's very important, really is. Okay. So there you go, guys. That's how to combat liquidity grabs. Let's have a look at Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. Okay, so this H4 candle's looking good. Swiss franc yen. Okay, that's coming down as well. I was interested in that trade. I'm not in it. I'm also in US dollar yen. Just keep looking at my trades. All right, so we'll see. We got news at 1/2 so I'm interested in this news coming out. So I'm in this US dollar yen trade. Right, what else are we looking at? Guys, before I go any further, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. Also, guys, please come join our trading community, right? It's free. You can talk to like-minded traders. You can share knowledge, ideas. So please come join our free Discord channel, right? It's free. Come join it. Also, guys, we have premium trading education. If you want to improve as a trader, then please go to our website, www.simply-forex.com, and check out our Simply Forex complete trading course, check out our VIP trading academy, and check out the mentorship program where I coach you one-on-one. If you're interested in any of that, please go check our website. Also, guys, today's live stream is brought to you by Pepperstone. If you look above my head, if you switch brokers today and sign up with Pepperstone, they will give you a free Essential Trading View subscription, and we will give you free access to the VIP Trading Academy. It literally is a no-brainer. They are also a world-class broker compatible with TradingView, right? So what's not to like? Swap brokers today. There's so many perks for doing so. Right, what else are we looking at? Right, we've only got a couple of minutes until the news comes out. Varys, you're very welcome. Thanks, Tom. Great analysis. You're very welcome. Scott, so now you can drink vodka on air every day, Scott. Yeah, don't leave home without it. Vodka is what keeps me going. Oh dear, shouldn't even joke. The editor will never know. Yeah, the editor keeps me in check. So the editor's like, got to stop drinking vodka on live streams. So yeah, he will never know. I can do what I like today. This is lovely. Also, while we're at it, guys, if we've got any football fans in, I just want to say a huge congratulations to Arsenal. They beat Real Madrid 5-1 on aggregate. What the F is going on there? Yeah, I hope they don't win it because I've got a lot of Arsenal fan friends, but including my brother. But I hope, you know, they did well. They did well. Right, guys, so we've only got a minute or so until the news comes out. But again, please get your questions in so we can look at all of them after the news. Okay, CJ had a very nice bet on that game. CJ, what was your bet? For Arsenal to go through or for Arsenal to win that game? Because one would have a lot better odds than the other. Right, guys, just 50 seconds until the US dollar news. Just to refresh your mind, we have got some employment data coming out and building permits and housing and more employment data, plus Philly Fed manufacturing, right? We've got a lot of data coming out here. Again, we are going to look at the charts for the reaction. We're not going to look at the news. We're going to look at how the charts react and predict the news. It's just a, you know, it's a fun game for me. Yeah. Okay. CJ was doing corners, cards, fouls, you name it. All right. Okay. Yeah, I've got a friend who bets on the old football like that. Right. 7 seconds to go. Let's take a look at the H1 chart. Right, and let's look at this reaction to the news. Okay, quite muted thus far. We won't look at Euro US dollar because that's a bit skewed with the interest rate. Let's have a look at New Zealand dollar US dollar. Very muted, nothing going on there. Pound US dollar. Okay, a bit of US dollar strength, but again, not much going on there. Let's have a look at Aussie dollar, US dollar. Perhaps a little bit of US dollar strength. Let's go back to US dollar yen because I'm in that trade. Okay. Okay, so US dollar weakness all of a sudden. Okay, so I'm going to say, yeah, Sherlock Holmes strikes again. I'm going to say one or two pieces of the news were worse than expected. Let's have a look. Okay, a real mixed bag, right? So we've got better than expected, worse than expected, worse than expected, better than expected, a lot worse than expected. That's bad. Look, 2.2 to minus 26.4. That's very bad because this is only a little bit better than expected, as is this, right? But that is an horrific figure, right? So that could lead to some US dollar weakness, which is, obviously what I want from my US dollar trade, US yen trade. Okay, so not a massive reaction, bit of a mixed bag, but my trade's moving in the right direction. Right, what else are we looking at today? I'm still looking at Swiss franc yen. I'm not thinking to myself, oh, I wish I got in this trade. Well, maybe I am. But this was a trade that I was looking at. Let's have a look at how Aussie dollar yen is doing. Okay. And then Aussie dollar Swiss franc. These are all the trades I was interested in. Aussie dollar Swiss franc. Okay. So this is going well. I'm going to see what price does back at these highs, guys, right? I might take a little bit of profit off of my trade at this level and then let some profit run, right? We'll see. We'll see how price reacts at this level. NAF for US dollar. Yeah, I haven't heard the word NAF for a while. Right, what else was I going to look at today? So there were some other trades that I was interested in. Aussie dollar CAD. This was at an interesting level, right? Because if you look at the day chart, right, we've got back to this level on Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, right? This is the day chart, okay? And as I just highlighted, we're still in a downtrend, but the problem with the markets in general at the moment are these massive whipsaws, right? We're like downtrend, bang, uptrend. There's a lot of upward momentum here. And because of that, this candle probably wasn't bearish enough because of all of this upward pressure. But it is a bearish candle at a very nice resistance level in a downtrend at the moving average 20. There's lots to like for sells here. And on the H4, it broke down. Right, I'm going to say that was a breakdown of structure, right? We come up here, stopped making higher highs, and then price broke these lows. So if we see a nice big bearish H4 candle in here, I would look to sell Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, right? Potentially back down to this 8,750 would be a good level to aim for. So this is interesting right now. Aussie dollar CAD. Okay. What else was I looking at? Euro pound as well. And I was actually looking for buys here, right? Because again, if you look at the day chart, right? What I'm showing you now, guys, is like, so in the free Discord, right? I share with you all of my trades for that day, right? So let me just show you that quickly, right? So first and foremost, this is the VIP Discord, right? These are my two trades, Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, US dollar, yen sell, right? So my trades, entries and everything are in the VIP Discord. But in the free Discord, which I was talking to you about earlier, which is where, we have our community, every day I put in, where the hell is it, are my daily trade ideas, right? So you can see Thursday, the 17th of April, these are my trade ideas. And I will only trade them if I get a setup, right? You can see US dollar yen sell. I was interested in Swiss franc sells as well. Now, these are my top-notch bad boys, right? These are like my A1 daily charts. I really like the daily chart on these, right? But I also have like my B trades, right? My almost top-notch A1 trades. And just to let you know what I was looking at is Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar sells, Euro pound buys, and Aussie dollar yen sells, right? So those are my not so bad boy trades, for the want of a better word. So guys, you know, come join the free Discord. I give you my trade ideas every single goddamn day. Yeah, come join it. And Euro pound was one of my B trades, if you like, right? And I was looking to buy this. Sorry, let me go back to the day chart to explain buys. Because if we go to the weekly chart, we are still very much in a weekly uptrend, right? No ifs and buts, that's in an uptrend, and broken key resistance here. A little bit overextended, but we've had a really nice retrace, right? This is value in here to take higher, right? And then if we go to the day chart, you can see this was the last higher low. And at this last low, if we don't break it, yeah, structure is still in an uptrend. We're still getting higher highs, higher lows, right? We're still in an uptrend. And at that level, we had a super duper bullish candle, right? So for those reasons, I was interested in buys. The only problem with this is the H4, right? Because if we look at the H4, you know, there's not many levels to work with, but we've got some levels here and we are in a downtrend. We are, right? So what I'd really like to see is perhaps something like this. Now, two ways you could trade this, right? If I like buys on Euro pound, I could just wait for the next, let's say we get a nice big bullish green candle that happens right here, right? Now, aggressively, I could start buying this candle, right? Potentially back up to here, right? Stops below the entry candle. That's very aggressive. The other way is I just wait for structure to do something like this. Obviously, I'll be waiting a very bloody long time, but that's fine. That's trading. Have some bloody patience, right? And then if we get, you know, a break, we start to see higher lows, right? And we get a break of some highs, then this looks very appealing, right? Get a little retrace, and then we can take price back up to these highs. All right, so that's how I look at the market. And also, if you know, this will probably be about 5 pips because it's Euro pound. I'm exaggerating, but yeah, you get the gist. Yeah, so there you go, guys. That's all. That's pretty much all the trades that I was looking at from today. Okay. All right. So just looking at some other. I keep losing the live chat, guys. This is what happens when the editor's not here. It all goes to shh. Let's take a quick look at my trades that I'm in. US dollar yen sells. Okay. So, you know, we've only got 20 minutes until the H4 candle finishes forming. And if the H4 candle finishes like this, I'm happy. Right? Simple as that. Let's look at a H1. And what I'd really like to see is a break of this, right? We've still got 20 minutes for this to finish forming, but really that's the last low on the H1. I'm just looking for more confluence, right? So if this candle breaks through that level and we get that bearish, H4 candle, then happy bloody days, right? I'm just trying to take it back down to these lows. Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, what the hell is going on here? Okay, still nicely bullish. Again, if the H4 candle finishes like this, Happy days, we can let this run a bit more, right? It looks like it's got some legs in it. It's really been stuttering and crap, right? But now, if this candle finishes like this, I'm liking the look of it, right? And again, I'll take a little look on the H1 because I just want to add more confluence, right? And this is an important level on the H1, right? Price was kind of coming down. It was a bit rangy. And then if we break this, right, happy days, right? We've got some more room to the upside, if not further. So trades all looking okay. What else was there? And guys, yeah, don't be shy. Yeah, come leave as many questions as you like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. Don't forget to join our trading community and check out our website if you want to improve as a trader. Also, guys, please take advantage of the Pepperstone promotion right now. You're going to get free TradingView Essential subscription, and we will give you access to the VIP Trading Academy. And if there's no more questions, guys, on that note, we are going to call it a day. Thank you very much for all of your questions and spending your time with me today. Much appreciated, guys. Hope the rest of your trading week is marvelous, and I will see you soon. Bear with me, guys, because I have to look and turn this off myself. Here we go. End stream.